got like a really bad cough forming right now, and my neighbors are being fucking idiots and being loud late at night, so I decided to do a review. Perfect timing. Tonight, in this video, we're taking a look at the robot Damashii Gogg. Now this came out maybe a couple weeks ago, more than likely a month ago. I am very slow to do these reviews, but no one's been doing robot Damashii reviews lately. Not newer ones anyways, at least not that many people, and so I seem to be the majority shareholder of the new robot Damashii reviews. So anyways, we're taking a look at robot Damashii 217. Robot Damashii, or Robot Spirits. This is from the original Gundam series. This is the anime version, of course, like there's any other version. And I gotta say, for the price point of around 45 bucks, 40, I don't know, you get a pretty good size action figure. Taking a look at the side of the box, you see all the crazy gimmicks and stuff it comes with and how you can pose them. And on the back of the box, more posability photos and exactly what you see in front of you. And then a nice shot of the Gogg itself. Again, number 217 in the robot Damashii line. Let's open it up. There is some stuff I definitely love about this figure right off the bat. Let me just say right now that in the past, for the robot Damashii, at least for the ones for the original series, you know, these have felt fairly cheap, as though they were just more expensive high-grade model kits, but just more put together and less breakable. This figure, however, does not feel cheap. It feels very solid, very heavy. I don't know. Anyways, in my hands it does. It feels very different. I've had a Gogg high-grade model kit before. This does not feel like one, but it does look like it. So take it for what it is. Yeah, there's the back of it. Pretty cool. The thrusters do move. What's this? Little butt plate. Does that come out? Yeah, it does come out. I guess, that's for the Damashii stand. Put that back. We don't really use that. Head moves. Looks like the torso moves as well. Yeah, looks like you're getting nice posability. Take a closer look at it. That's not a sticker or painted on for the mono eye. It's actually a piece of plastic, which actually does have a gimmick of its own. So that's pretty cool. The claws look pretty awesome. They don't move. I'm used to the MSIA version having claws that move, but these guys don't. And I actually scratched my wife's leg with these hands, and she said they were fairly sharp, so do be careful, guys. But yeah, very cool. Let's take a look at the accessories. Starting with the oddball stuff, we get some really cool effect parts. Here for the mega cannons that are, I guess, in the stomach or in the torso. Very cool. Hard plastic, actually. And then it's loud. And then you get some little, I don't know, electricity effect parts. This is for when the beam saber is placed inside the mono eye of the Gogg, and I'll actually show that later on. Moving on to this vehicle. This is really weird. You never really get a vehicle with these robot Damashis, but we got one here. Pretty cool. You can attach an effect part. I think it's the machine gun effect part from the Zaku 2 Char version. It doesn't move, just pretty much a solid piece of plastic. You get 2 effect part attachments for the blast portions, I think, that come with the Zaku 2. I can't remember which version, but you get those. You also get a hand attachment for the RX-78-2 shield. Another effect attachment, but this is actually, no, not an effect attachment. It's actually for this, I believe. It's for the Mega Hammer, or whatever the hell it's called. This is the RX-78, you know, ball and chain weapon, but on a much larger, grander scale. So you attach this portion to one of the many hands. I think it's this one right here. One of the many hands. Nope, that's not it. Let me see, can I pry it off? Oh, I ripped off its arm. Yeah, here's the hand attachment inside the peg hole of the hand that it is in. And then, yeah, you can actually attach this ball and chain to it. So, yeah, right off the bat, We'll get into some cool stuff. Let's move on to the boring stuff. Okay, so the boring stuff being basically just the hand attachments. You get 3 extra pairs to go along with the ones that are already on the figure. So 4 in total. You get these kind of relaxed but still deadly looking open hands right here. And as you can tell, very sharp with the fingertips. You get these packed in version of the hands when I guess the Gogg is submerged underwater. And I'll show them how they're attached in a moment. And then you get these Lady Gaga monster hands that look pretty vicious and dangerous and all those crazy words under the sun. Yeah, I'm liking these a lot. Okay guys, pay attention because I'm going to try and do this in one take. I don't want to retry this. Simply take the arm off as such. Now these arms are attached simply through a long peg, and it's actually pretty secure in there. Oops, there it is. So no worries there. Now if you want to attach these bad boys, which basically just makes it look like it's being submerged underwater, it's fairly easy. Just line the little peg hole opening for the peg that's in the brown part in the shoulder armor. And it's actually a little bit difficult, but you have to finagle it in there. And there it is. So really only want to do this when you're trying to display this guy looking like he's submerged underwater. Other than that, you really shouldn't do it. This thing is a pain in the ass to get back out, and really it doesn't really look that good to me standing like that. But it's all up to you. Let's move on to some of the other attachments. Now this is going to be looking really silly attached to this figure, but they pop in really easily and there's really no fuss to be had. And you just simply place them on the 2 front portions of the Gogg's tummy, and there you go. You got some Mega Cannon particle beam effect parts. Fairly cool. Kind of wish they had some missile pods or missiles in general coming out of the side ports, but oh well, you can't have everything in life. Moving on. Here is where we get into the cooler things about this figure. The effect part for when the beam saber has been placed through the mono eye of the Gogg. Now this is a scene straight out of the TV series or the show or the anime, whatever, when the Gundam puts his beam saber right through the Gogg. Like I said, all you have to do to achieve this display, and yes, the mono eye does move like so. You just got to always take off that top dome piece. Now, to attach the effect part, all you got to do is pop out the mono eye, and this does pop out really easily, so you guys want to be careful to not lose that part. Now, I don't have a beam saber hilt to attach to this part, but we can still show you the effect part placed inside. In fact, I don't even have to. I shouldn't have taken the helmet off. Shouldn't have taken the head off in general. Let's see. Okay, and then we go ahead and place that back on there. And yeah, so basically all you gotta do is imagine a beam saber hilt right there, and that's the effect that you're going through, or going for. I think it looks like the coolest like that. In fact, if I could display it, if I had somewhere to display these things, that's what I would have. Yeah, very cool. Nice color on that effect part as well. Finally, we come to the hand attachments, and I think this is pretty easy, and I don't really have to stress about how to attach them. I took the arm off just to make things easy on myself, but these are attached simply through a ball peg, and all you gotta do is just pop them on, swap them, do whatever. Yeah, very, very easy for you guys to do. Now let's move on to articulation. Articulation, okay, so this guy's kind of clunky. He's built like a tank. In fact, he's the underwater tank mobile suit, basically. But he still has some good range of motion. Starting with the head, you don't get really any turn in the head itself, but you can move the mono eye like I showed you. Moving on to the back real quick, the thrusters do move around. They're attached by a ball joint, so there's some good range of motion there. You can attach effect parts onto the thrusters, as well as the thrusters in the crotch and in the feet. Just letting you know, I don't plan on doing that. Anyways, moving to the arms, you can rotate them 360. They do turn a full 360 as well at the bicep and have a nice elbow bend. This still looks like one solid round piece for the arms, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, single bend in the elbow. 360 motion in the hand, of course, because it's a ball joint, and you do have some wrist action as well. So there's that. Moving on to the torso, he gets a pretty good range of motion in there. There's a hinge here, or not a hinge, but probably a ball joint, and a ball joint here. Let me start over. Ball joint here, ball joint here. So this is one solid piece, of course, so you get 2 points of action there. Moving on to the legs, they do kick up fairly high, which is something we never got with the MSIA version. And you can move them at the hip. So even when the leg is kicked up that high, looking like that, you can move the leg and swivel it to be kicking straight. Moving on to the knee, double bend like so, and you get a little bit, I guess you can call it some ankle action, some ankle pivot, and yeah, the kneecap almost came off. So yeah, some good range of motion and articulation in this figure. With that being all shown, let's go ahead and move on to final thoughts. Well, this figure has been a treat indeed. And let me do a quick comparison of the Gogg anime version next to the Hardpoint System Zaku 2, which I recently got, and I am falling in love with more and more, even though I did shit all over its cousin, the Goof. But putting that off to the side for another day, let's look at the Gogg as a whole. It's got good articulation and great accessories. Downside is maybe it's kind of easy to lose some of the accessories, meaning the small parts, and really it's the small parts that help this guy come alive, meaning the mono eye, which is very bright. It's just the brightest thing on the figure. So if that goes missing, disappears, gets lost, kind of kills the figure and cuts it in half, basically, the liveliness of the figure in general. And then there's a small attachment piece for the hand here to attach this guy onto. So if you lose those two pieces, you're kind of screwed. That being said, if you take care of your figures, then you shouldn't have that problem. That being said, again, this figure is definitely one of my favorites to come out this year. Fairly well priced. I think it was like 40 bucks. These figures have been coming out around the $40-$45 range for some time now, so it's not going to change anytime soon. This figure is very, very cool. Now, the great thing about this figure is that recently, I guess, Robot Damashii decided to do some extra little, I don't know, gifts, giveaway, or whatever, and they have been, at least this happened through Ami on my end, they gave away stages or Damashii display bases. So you get two different versions, and it's at random. You get the blue Federation version, and then you get a red Principality of Zeon version. So I don't know what exactly these are for, and if you want to take a quick look at what these look like, I got an extra Federation one, and it's basically, they're blue, nice dark blue with the Federation logo on it, and then the red one, I'll probably pop one in, a picture in like now. And yeah, so you get a red one as shown. So they're very cool. I liked it. That was a nice little add-on. In fact, they started doing that with a lot of the One Year War stuff. So that's cool. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Gotta go. Video's almost done. Take care.